Welcome to Mind Matters, your guide to understanding the complexities of the human mind. Today we're decoding your child's cries. From the moment they enter the world, babies use cries as their primary language, a potent means of communication that helps them express a variety of needs and emotions. Understanding these cries is not just about soothing a distressed infant, it's about comprehending a fundamental aspect of their development and well-being. For new parents, the sound of their baby crying can be overwhelming. Is it hunger, pain, or simply a need for attention? Each cry carries a message, a clue that can guide you on how to respond effectively. By learning to interpret these signals, parents can provide not only immediate comfort but also foster a nurturing environment that supports their baby's growth. Recognizing the subtle differences in these cries can be a journey, an intricate dance of trial, error, and success. Now let's explore the different types of cries and what they might mean. First up, the hunger cry. Imagine a sound that's sharp and rhythmic, almost like a metronome set to a quick pace. This is no random fussiness. It's a clear signal from your baby that their stomach is empty and they're in need of nourishment. It's their earliest form of communication, and perhaps the most urgent one. As parents, recognizing this cry is crucial. The hunger cry starts with a pattern that's difficult to ignore. It's persistent, it builds in volume and intensity, and it's designed to capture your attention. Unlike other cries that might be more plaintive or wailing, the hunger cry has a demanding tone, as if pressing a buzzer repeatedly. Timely feeding is not just about soothing the cry, it's about responding to a fundamental need. Whether it's breast milk or formula, the right response is to offer food. This not only quiets the cry, but also reinforces for your baby that you are attentive to their needs. Responding quickly to a hunger cry with feeding can calm your baby promptly. Next, we examine the discomfort cry. This particular type of cry is easy to distinguish. It often sounds whiny and continuous. Imagine a soundtrack that doesn't quite let up. It's persistent and has a nagging quality that tugs at your attention. What generally triggers this cry? More often than not, the culprits are everyday discomforts. Perhaps a wet diaper or clothing that pinches a little too tight. Sometimes, even a slight change in room temperature can upset your baby, making them feel too hot or too chilly. When you hear this type of cry, it's a signal to check for these common issues. Start by ensuring that your baby's diaper is clean and dry. Next, examine their outfit. Is it too constrictive? Or perhaps it's the fabric that's irritating their delicate skin. Adjusting the room temperature to a comfortable level can also work wonders. Addressing these basic needs can be remarkably effective. Alleviating your baby's discomfort can quickly soothe this type of cry. Now let's understand the sleepy cry. When babies are ready to drift off to dreamland but can't, they often communicate their need for sleep through what we call the sleepy cry. This isn't just any cry. It's typically a less intense, more plaintive wail that echoes their exhaustion. You might notice your baby yawning repeatedly, rubbing their eyes, or even pulling on their ears. These are telltale signs that it's time to wind down. Creating a serene atmosphere is key. Dimming the lights, reducing noise, and perhaps even starting a soft rhythmic lullaby can signal to your baby that it's time to sleep. It's also helpful to establish a consistent bedtime routine. Whether it's a warm bath or a gentle rocking session, predictability can greatly ease your baby into a peaceful state. Remember, every baby's sleep cues can vary slightly. Paying close attention to these signs and responding with comforting bedtime rituals will not only help your baby sleep better, but also enhance your connection with them. Establishing a soothing bedtime routine can help your baby settle down. Moving on to the boredom cry. Just as adults occasionally feel the dull ache of boredom, babies too experience moments where the world doesn't quite entertain or stimulate them enough. This lack of mental stimulation can manifest itself through what is known as the boredom cry. Unlike cries that communicate urgent needs like hunger or discomfort, a boredom cry might sound like a series of low, grumbling noises that gradually become louder. It's less about distress and more about seeking engagement. When babies look around listlessly or fuss without a clear reason, they might just be asking, "What's next?" The beauty of this type of cry is that it opens a door to a world of developmental opportunities. Simple activities can make a big difference. Colorful toys that encourage touch and exploration, or even a soothing melodic children's song can capture their attention. Gentle play, like peekaboo or mimicking their sounds, also stimulates their senses and can bring delightful giggles. Engaging your baby with toys or playful interaction can cheer them up. Let's discuss the overstimulation cry. Babies, like adults, have their limits when it comes to sensory input. When these limits are exceeded, the result is often an overstimulation cry. This type of crying can occur when your baby is surrounded by too much noise, activity, or simply too many people. It's a cry that says, "It's all too much for me." Signs that your baby is feeling overwhelmed may include turning their head away from the source of stimulation, squirming or kicking, or even covering their face with their hands. You might notice their cries are more frantic than usual, a clear signal they're trying to cope with an overload of sensory information. Responding to these cues by moving to a quieter space or reducing the level of activity can provide immediate relief. Sometimes all it takes is a calm, soothing voice or a gentle rocking motion to help them settle down. Creating a quieter, calmer environment can help soothe an overstimulated baby. One of the most urgent cries is the pain cry. When your baby emits a sharp, intense cry, it's not just any cry, it's a signal that something might be wrong. This type of cry often cuts through the air, demanding immediate attention. It's different from a hunger or boredom cry. It's more persistent and usually accompanied by physical cues such as a grimace or pulling up of the legs. This cry can be a sign of various discomforts. It might be something as simple as gas pains or as concerning as an ear infection. The intensity and persistence of the pain cry are what set it apart. It's a clear, unmistakable sign that your baby is not just unhappy, but in distress. The first step in response should be a thorough check. Look for any signs of injury or illness and try to comfort your baby by holding them close and speaking softly. However, if the crying continues or if you're unsure of the cause, it's crucial to consult a pediatrician if your baby's cry suggests pain. Finally, we look at the fear cry. Fear is a powerful emotion, and even in the earliest stages of life, babies are not immune to it. This type of cry can be triggered by a variety of factors. Loud noises, sudden movements, or even unfamiliar faces can all send a little one into a state of alarm. The fear cry is distinct and urgent, a sharp call that demands immediate attention. It's the baby's way of saying, "I need you now, something is wrong." This cry can sometimes escalate quickly, as the baby's small world feels unpredictable and scary in that moment. It is not just a call for help, but a call for safety and reassurance. As a caregiver, your response can make all the difference. A gentle touch, a soothing voice, and a calm demeanor are your tools. Hold them close, speak in a soft, comforting tone, and perhaps move to a quieter or more familiar setting. These actions tell your baby, "You are safe with me." Comforting and reassuring your baby can alleviate their fear. Understanding your baby's cries helps you respond better to their needs. As we've explored today, cries are much more than just sounds. They're communication. From the rhythmic urgency of hunger cries to the continuous whine of discomfort, each has a distinct message. We've seen how a sleepy cry might involve yawning and eye rubbing, signaling it's time for bed. Boredom can cause fussiness, remedied by engaging activities, while overstimulation requires a serene environment to calm your little one. The intense pain cry demands immediate attention, possibly even medical intervention, and fear cries need reassurance and comfort from a loved one. Deciphering these cries isn't just about immediate responses, it's about understanding and bonding with your child. Patience and keen observation are your best tools. Remember, each child is unique, and what works for one might not work for another. Continue to observe, listen, and learn from your baby. Thank you for joining us on Mind Matters. Stay tuned for more insights into the fascinating world of the human mind.